The Debt Management Office has said that Nigeria's 13.646 billion World Bank loan is a plus because the loans which came from the International Development Association and International Bank for Reconstruction and Development were concessional with low charges and for very long tenure. The DMO made these explanations in a statement following media reports on Nigeria's debt to the World Bank. It said that while the figures presented by the reports were correct, it was a positive development for the country, contrary to the narrative of the media report. The DMO said these are the types of loans required to fund development in countries such as Nigeria, and by accessing IDA funding, the government is actively reducing debt service costs, since non-concessional funding is usually more expensive and for shorter tenures. The statement noted that it will be inefficient for Nigeria to borrow from commercial sources when concessional funding sources such as the International Development Association are available. The eNaira economic platform launched by the federal government in 2021 has been commended for its contribution to the nation's economic growth. A blockchain architect and certified metaverse expert, Dominic Rume Urire, a guest on iBrandTV's Business Breakfast program via Zoom, said the platform has improved the growth of businesses in the country.
When you look at it, it is actually something that is long-term, not what we are to just quickly draw conclusions on in the shortest space of time. And the adoption of the eNaira in less than 2 years of its launch is a remarkable achievement for Nigeria's financial sector, because it represents a significant milestone in the country's journey, especially towards digital transformation. Let me share a personal story to actually illustrate the importance of this eNaira. A few years ago, I was traveling to a remote area of Nigeria, and I actually found it challenging to access financial services due to lack of banks and ATMs in that particular area. It was a frustrating experience, and I realized that many Nigerians actually face similar challenges when it comes to accessing financial services. And when you look at it, the eNaira has the potential to solve many of these problems by providing fast, secure, and convenient way to conduct financial transactions. With the eNaira, we see Nigerians can actually easily access financial services, even in remote areas where traditional banking services are not acceptable. Moreover, when you look at the adoption of the eNaira, it actually drives economic growth, development in Nigeria, and it actually makes these financial transactions to be faster, cheaper, and secure.
The House of Representatives has invited regulators and operators in the telecommunications sector over poor coverage and spread of their services in Nigeria. The invitees, including the Federal Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy, Nigerian Communications Commission, MTN Nigeria, Airtel Nigeria, Globacom, and Nine Mobile, are to be grilled at an investigative hearing between May 8th and 10th, 2023. The invitation is by the House Ad Hoc Committee on the need to investigate failure and inability of the Nigerian Communications Commission to promote widespread availability and usage of mobile telecommunication network services throughout Nigeria, as well as accruals and utilization of funds in the Universal Service Provision Fund. According to a notice issued by the Ad Hoc Committee, others to appear before the panel are the Governing Board of the USPF, Accountant General of the Federation, Auditor General for the Federation, Federal Inland Revenue Service, telecommunication equipment vendors in Nigeria, and civil society organizations. The chairman of the committee, Bamidele Salam, in the notice said the invitation and call for memorandum from the relevant stakeholders was based on an earlier resolution by the House. Salam said the resolutions were on the need to investigate the non-provision of mobile telecommunication network services to the underserved and unserved areas of Nigeria by the NCC, despite the availability of the USPF, which was created for this purpose. Telecommunication operators under the aegis of the Association of Licensed Telecommunications Operators of Nigeria have asked the National Assembly to exclude them from any regulatory power that will be given to the National Information Technology Development Agency through the new NITDA bill. The bill, which is currently before the Joint Committee of the Senate and House of Representatives on ICT and Cybersecurity, seeks to give NITDA the power to administer, implement and regulate information technology system and processes, as well as the digital economy of the country. According to the operators, the bill will lead to the duplicity of the regulatory function that the Nigerian Communications Commission is already carrying out in the telecom space. The association's position is contained in a statement signed by its chairman, Benga Adebayo, and executive secretary, Bolaho Awonuga. Now, reiterating concerns about the bill, it stated that they will prefer total exclusion from the ambit of the agency operations, as there are no provision for its liaison with the NCC in promulgating any regulations. The International Monetary Fund has said Nigeria could lose an estimated $10 billion of foreign direct investment and officially development assistance inflow to geopolitical tensions. The IMF, in its country focused on sub-Saharan Africa, released on Monday, said the figure is about 0.5% of the nation's annual gross domestic product. The Washington-based lender said that the losses could be compounded if capital flows between trade blocs were cut off because of geopolitical tensions. It said the reduction in foreign direct investment in the long run could also hinder much-needed technology transfer. IMF holders said that if geopolitical tension were to escalate, countries could be hit by higher import prices or even lose access to key export markets. Now, the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, has disclosed that it is not the responsibility of the government to create jobs for its citizens. He said this on Tuesday while speaking on the achievements of President Muhammadu Buhari in the last 8 years. Adesina noted that all that the government does is create an enabling environment for creating jobs, while the private sector creates jobs. Responding to the question, it was asked on President Buhari's promise to create 3 million jobs annually in 2015. Adesina said the president did not give a specific figure and it could have been manufactured from anywhere. He, however, noted that Buhari has achieved in all sectors, including oil and gas, infrastructure, legislative matters, and security. Buhari had in February 2015, during a town hall meeting, as part of his presidential campaign, promised to revive hundreds of moribund industry and textile companies, most of which died naturally due to epileptic power supply and poor economy. Now, up ahead, Securities and Exchange Commission blacklists 6 e-commerce platforms. This and more after this commercial break.